Hello, my paper peeps. Today I want to share with you all the things that I take when I go on holidays. Now, a few years ago when I was pregnant with my second child, it was easy. I remember taking my mom on a trip to Palm Springs, and there were two things that we were doing. We were golfing and just sitting in the condo, putting our feet up and just relaxing. So really, I didn't need much. My mom, though, however, she was appalled at what she saw when I opened up my luggage, and all she saw was paper, adhesive, cutting boards, and that's pretty much it. She looked at me and she was like, "Christine, you've got to be kidding me. You're like a kid." She's like, "Where are your clothes?" And I said, "Oh, Mom, we have in-suite laundry. I just brought 2 sets of golf clothes and pretty much what I'm wearing here. I'm pregnant. I don't need much." Anyways, she just laughed. And since then, I've had to really be mindful about what I bring. I have 2 kids now, and we don't stay inside the condo, so I can't just bring 2 sets of clothing when we're on holidays. So today I want to share with you what I pack and how you can maximize the space that you might have in your luggage and really prepare yourself for maximizing your crafting while you're away, while still keeping the supplies to a minimum. But there is a process, so I want to show you exactly what that is. So let's get started. Number 1, I choose only one project. I typically don't bring multiple projects with me because it would be too much to carry, and honestly, may I be transparent here? I have young kids, and there is no way they're going to sit in the hotel room and watch mommy craft all day. And in this example, I am taking and completing my Botanicals journal on my family adventure. Now, you want to prepare in advance. So here are the questions that you have to ask yourself. What do you plan on doing? And choose that specific part of the scrapbook to complete. Is it just adding photos? Or maybe you're just completing the journaling portion of your scrapbooking. Or maybe you want to add just the finishing touches to your journal. I recommend only choosing 1 or 2 elements that you want to complete, or else you're going to find yourself stuffing your luggage and realizing you can't bring everything. So in my head, I said I was going to complete the journaling and finalize embellishing of this project. So I made sure that most of the other stuff was done. I had all the tags completed so that all I needed to do was just add quotes to them and arrange them in my journal. And I usually do this a few days before my trip. And the third thing I usually do is collect all the materials. I make sure that I print and cut out all the photos and the photo mats that I want to place in the journal. I also make sure I cut out all the ephemera. And mentally, I try to envision what each embellished page will look like. Because this scrapbook journal is mostly writing and journaling, my embellishments are usually minimal. And in this journal, I use the concept of using snippet strips to layer and create a focal point for my embellishment. When I talk about snippet strips, what I'm referring to are usually layered panels of paper, such as washi tape and usually a sentiment. Then I add my embellishment. Here I chose butterfly stickers with gems and then some wood embellishments to finish off each page. So it's really quite simple. The good thing about this is that they're so small that they don't take up too much room. So if you're not sure, kind of like the outfits that you choose for the trip, you always have to pack a few more just in case. With embellishments, you can actually add quite a few to your luggage without really taking up too much of the space. So it's okay to add a few more elements just in case you change your mind. Like you, I like to have options. Now, what usually bulks up a luggage is your inks and your ink pads and your stamps. So I recommend that you bring no more than 3 ink pads with you. And if you do decide on stamping, make sure that there are very few stamps. I actually have a video on how to use stamps in your scrapbook journals, and it's an actual formula, and I'll put the link to that in the description box below. And a couple of these videos show you how to use ephemera as well as stamps in your scrapbook journals. Usually my scrapbook journals are monochromatic in color with maybe 1 to 2 pops of color throughout. which is good because that definitely limits how much I can bring, but it also allows me to do much more with my journal. I love to ink the edges of the photos and tags, so I'll usually bring these small ink daubers which fit perfectly in this silicone pencil case. Even though I committed to cutting everything beforehand, I always still bring scissors and a small cutting board like this one, because honestly, we're always trimming something. This one is from Iconic Studio, and I'll put a link to all the supplies that I use or that I bring on my travels in the description box below. Now, I never leave home without at least these three forms of adhesive: stick glue, this Recollection two-way glue, which is the Zig memory system, and some type of adhesive runner. Now, if you're a cut and paste girl, then you're pretty much done. I, however, always like to add an element of mixed media. So I'll choose one technique and have that recurring throughout the journal. Here I brought some Opal Magic Wax to use on my embellishments. In the past, I would use either a 12 by 12 plastic container for my crafting materials, or I would use plastic sleeves like these. I purchased these at the Container Store, but I've since found my new traveling hack, and it's this hard case electronics and cord carrier. It's perfect for keeping my journal, ephemera, and pens from getting squished and deformed en route to our destination. And honestly, it fits perfectly in my luggage. The last thing I do is choose my journaling pens. I usually bring about 1 to 3 calligraphy inks with me. From experience, though, you don't want to bring the bottles. That is a disaster waiting to happen. I remember trying to pack these, and the fear of them breaking was just too much for me. All I could think of was my clothes and my bags. Oh my goodness. Don't do it. Trust me. I did a lot of journaling on this trip, and I did not have to refill my pens once. So take it from me, keep the bottles at home. And I'm going to put a link to these inks in the description box below with the pens, because as a newbie to calligraphy pens, I found these to be very easy to use. So I'll put a link to those in the description for you. Last but not least, get comfortable. I went as far as reorganizing the furniture in the hotel to accommodate this passion of mine. It was so much fun and just so soothing to my soul that I could set up shop wherever I go. My husband thinks I'm crazy though, but you know what? So be it. So are the rest of my scrapbooking community, and I'm sure you understand me completely. I enjoyed every free moment I had to craft my heart away, and I hope you do too. I really hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you want more tips and tricks on how to jazz up those scrapbook journals, then you'll probably want to watch this video here or here. Until I see you in those videos, do me a favor, get in that craft room, give yourself some time to just relax, unwind, and really craft for yourself. Take care, and I hope to see you in those other videos. Bye!